as much cringe as my YouTube Rewind is going to have, which potentially I have to intentionally do it as cringy as possible, right? I don't know. I still think I am capable of just like piecing together just a few clips and getting a pretty sweet video out of it based on all the experience that I've gathered of actually watching YouTube videos instead of just reacting to the news. Or you know, all we got is just inflation, Russia attacking Ukraine, and maybe you can weave in the Elon Musk drama with Twitter, but there's not a lot of news going on. I'll tell you that much, because news don't fucking matter. What matters is my ability to improve every single day. What I want to do is I want to click on this thing. All right. Yes, my attempt in 2020 Rewind was an 8-hour video. Technically, back in the day, I was like ranting for 3 hours every single time. I couldn't stop. And you can sort of sense maybe I was a little bit unhinged. Who knows, right? Or you could say I was passionate, simply enough. And the pandemic-sized idea still makes sense, right? Well, it's pandemic. We have to prepare ourselves. So let's watch the entirety of it. Obviously, we're gonna skip around. I want to know how cringe that is. I still was using the same microphone, still the same setup. So I'm kind of curious. What was I up to? I kind of vaguely remember most of the stuff, but, you know, let's go. I said nobody understands morality in the start of the video. I already love myself. There's a little bit of cringe already, but damn. Potentially. I'm correct again. Whoever's not gonna make Rewind is not gonna get authority. I mean, Jesus. This is pretty good video already, I'm not gonna lie. Like, you have to hop on this trend and kind of make Rewind a thing, you know? Not a commercial thing anymore. It's like, YouTube is done trying to do that. YouTube is just a tiny bit of a company that doesn't actually have a heart to understand how Rewind should even work. You know, they've tried. They tried and failed miserably. Alright, went down the hill. But, I will make a video reviewing every single Rewind and seeing which one is the best one. Is the most hated one actually the best one? Because I have a feeling that's kind of the case. Because, you know, it's just iconic at this point. It's Rebecca Black's thing, alright? And I definitely appreciate Rebecca Black. Okay, I'll repeat that many, many times. Oh boy. I have been explaining some very complicated stuff. In the first 2 hours, I was reacting to the pandemic that was going on. And how people are mistreating it, I guess. And then I looked into some YouTubers, essentially. Not too many. Only the people that I knew at the time. What, I played Hearthstone? What the fuck is that? That's kind of weird. Oh boy. So far the video just tells me that I kind of have to watch it as a whole and there's no skipping around. But I'm pretty sure I won't be able to keep my attention for 8 hours straight. If that happens, holy shit, this is the best Rewind. And I can only make it better, because I only got even more experience. But I have to not forget how awesome I was 2 years ago.
Reddit.
Yeah, I highlighted my karma because the moment you get below 50 karma, you can't post without being reviewed. And nobody wants to review content, so you pretty much can't post, which is a very funny thing. It's kind of heartbreaking. Like, Reddit seemed like a very active and opinionated community, right? But obviously, people hate opinions and they like memes instead. So it was a mistake to assume that it was opinionated. It was more like I am smarter than you, community. Which is like the moment you send some kind of opinion, they will find a way to be smarter than you. Instead of actually appreciating your opinion first, and then telling their opinion. No, I'm smarter than you, you stupid. That's not how life works. You stack. That's the only way you can achieve anything in life. Achieve higher level of happiness. You stack on top of other people's stuff. But oh no, he will take credit for that or some bullshit is gonna happen. People don't have sense of morality in that sense, and it's just terrifying. They just want to steal, you know. People just want to straight up steal credit for themselves. It's like, you're stupid, I get all the credit. I fucking dislike your shit. You don't exist anymore. You got your fucking karma ruined, basically. I was just a person in the various communities. Am I not allowed to exist and share my opinions and see what other people think about me? Not allowed anymore? Yeah, Reddit. I think you self-destructed very quickly. And I'm not gonna fucking try and fish for, make a new account, fish for karma just to upload some kind of random, just figure out how to get karmas. I don't know, sell me your account so I could ruin it. I'll pay $5 for the Reddit experience. How fast can I ruin 1,000 karma, for example? Yeah, sure. I would buy it for $5. Probably not, because I don't have time for this shit, but, Because I'm already, like, fine. I'm already fine just being whatever. I don't think the average lifespan is that, though. And that ever... I just did my calculations in a way. Yeah, I was balls deep into code math. But one thing I've never actually encountered is the lifespan debate. Alright? Because a lot of old people have been dying from the disease. So the lifespan of the disease, if you have it, how much would your lifespan get reduced? And then you also have to take into account that most people's immunity systems are weaker, and that potentially will make them live less longer by default. So you have to take that into account. There's a lot of factors you have to take into account that I've never heard before. Alright? And lifespan is like the most important one. If you get knocked out by a car and, hit on the road, basically, you're dead because of a car crash, and you were 30 years old, and an average lifespan is 80 years old of age, you have lost 50 years of your life. You could have lived for 50 years. We will die anyways, so, losing 50 years is quite a lot. But I've never heard that way of looking at statistics, and that pisses me off. That tells me that a lot of people just all hype and no logic whatsoever. No facts. No skill of actually being able to think. Everyone is just like, what is the stupidest thing I can fucking say that's convincing enough, that is influential enough? People can figure that one out, which I guess I respect that. No, I don't. Because at this point, you're just being evil. You have collected all this experience, and potentially have created a few facts for yourself, but all you're doing with them is just like figuring out how to manipulate people, and that's it. It's like, well, I was manipulated, so I can manipulate you back. Disregarding the fact that you're being evil, you know? That's what usually happens. People trying to be as fast as possible, so they get that heads up on noobs, basically. And whenever they learn something, they apply that knowledge to rip off noobs. It's like, well, you don't know this mechanic. Oh, I'll beat you up now. Eventually, I mean, obviously there's enough safe space so nothing terrible happens. And this kind of example is kind of obscure, but on the internet it is more relevant, I would say. Let's continue. Yeah, we're just 2 minutes in, guys. This might be a 10-hour video that you're watching, and I'm sorry for that. Whoops. See, nobody even warned me that getting enough negative karma is going to result me in not being able to use my account properly, not being able to interact with people anymore. It's like, what? Why? Not even a warning, and all of a sudden, you know, oh shit. That's it. Like, you gotta be such an idiot to design a system that way. And this is why internet is just kind of like half-assed. But finishing that ass is the greatest achievement of mankind, because usually what happens when you half-ass something is exactly what I said. People get a heads up, and they rip off everyone else. I created an internet platform, and now I can rip off everyone and just keep on stacking my wealth and just figuring out how to half-ass my half-assed half-ass. You know? So nobody's too mad about the new features, but people are getting enough features so they wouldn't care too much of how the platform works or doesn't work or whatever. We're just gonna, well, just fill in the gaps so nobody's upset. And that's it, and we're gonna get millions. No, the reality is you have to constantly improve your platform. Otherwise, it's gonna be completely obliterated the moment someone figures out how to improve it instead. The only reason why this is working longer than intended, potentially 20 years, is because it just kind of works. Alright? Stacking does in fact work, and just fixing your platform does in fact work, but eventually it will not work. Alright? Principles keep rotating, and the way world works keep improving. Alright? The timeline is changing, so eventually we will have tools to destroy every single platform and completely re-engineer it, just because we want to, you know. Anyways, let's continue. 3 minutes, boys. I don't know, man. I don't know. I think I'm infected by pandemic. But that's also a funny thought experiment you could make. What would motivate a person like myself to sit for 8 hours and make this video? What would fucking make me do that? Isn't that crazy? I think that's pretty crazy. And I'm motivated to do that again. 8 hours again. Just reviewing a rewind will take another 8 hours because I have new thoughts, I have new experiences that I refined quite a bit, and maybe I will review my own rewinds over and over again or whatever, because I'm not getting enough stimulation from the internet. From the internet's hate mob, you know. Fucking stop disliking my videos. Start disliking me on my Discord. Oh wait, I have too much power on Discord and I can ban you instantly. I swear I will not ban you instantly. That would be too sad for me to do, you know. I definitely want to tease my haters a little bit. It's like, well, you got a lot of power in there, big boy. but you gotta approach it from a completely different angle. If you want to be a successful hater in the times of internet, you will need to approach in a completely different angle. You won't be able to just go straight up hating on someone, because you will get removed from the internet, potentially for a long time too, until you apologize. Which, make an apology video is not an easy thing to do, but you might be requested by YouTube officials, authorities, to make an apology video. It's like, well, you hated on someone. Well, explain why you hated on that person. But the funny thing is, most of the time you will be allowed to hate on people, and you will realize after the fact, if you haven't watched the video, this video or whatever video will explain you guys that of how this new system will work. Because I can tell you guys this because I will design this shit, eventually. Eventually I will have enough power to design this. I'm sure people are interested in what is going to be the new platform, on the internet, and people will invest just to see what happens. I will make it happen. I will make it cheap and fucking really fun at the very beginning, but things gonna get more and more serious as we go. So, where was I? I said, the hatred will be taken care of, but how do we get here? What was the trigger? I don't know. Let's just continue. I guess I lost my most important point, but it is what it is.
Here, do it with a profile when I'm holding a banhammer.
Yeah, it's, the most annoying part about YouTube comments, which is what I'm referring to in the video, at 4th minute, is if I'm like, making so many points in the first 4 minutes. I mean, holy shit, my mind is racing right now. Yes, I don't necessarily just hate hatred. I think hatred is totally fine if it's constructed, if it's actually criticism, skepticism, all that stuff. But when it turns into just pure hatred, uncontrollable, and you're being irrational completely, then you don't deserve to be on YouTube's platform. You don't deserve to fucking voice your opinion. It's over, dude. You have to make that apology video and somehow get more than 50% like ratio or something. And then, well, congratulations, you're back. Something like that, Now you have to face hatred, unfortunately. But if some kind of policy like that would exist, like straight up raw, as I say, obviously it can be abused. You have to be really smart when implementing things online in general, because hackers and abusers and all these kind of people are just can't wait until they can break the system somehow. They just figure out a way. So the system has to be like very simple and very straightforward, I would say, on what it does when you're building a platform. This is why mostly it works. Why being ahead of everyone kind of works. But you still have to plant your flag. You have to be smart about it. So it's quite a challenge. Being first and being smart is quite a challenge and quite a respectable thing. But I don't think it's like a valuable thing. Like something everyone should be learning how to do. I think YouTube landscape has to change. Because I'm upset. I feel like I'm always behind and I can't actually comment on the videos and get any response that I would, enjoy getting. Whether it's hated or not, I just don't care. I want to interact with people who kind of like the same stuff as I do. I mean, why wouldn't that be encouraged? But again, YouTube is quite oblivious. And potentially, again, I will make them choose. Do you update your platform or you kick me out and make me destroy your platform, outcompete it? I think it's quite a compelling thing to say because they're already battling with TikTok for relevancy. It's a very tough fight. TikTok is definitely showing a lot of strengths. And YouTube Shorts, I don't think they can keep up. I don't think they understand how to do shorts yet. But maybe over time it will improve and it will like elevate it to the same level as TikTok just over time. But there's some missing features, I would say. Maybe you can figure out a way around them eventually. But it's like saying, oh, you can make Minecraft 2. You can beat Minecraft eventually. It's not that easy. I tried. Alright. Again, whoever's first. Notch made Minecraft. Now it's pretty difficult to outcompete Minecraft, especially when there's gonna be a lot of people who actually dislike you for even trying. You know, well, Minecraft exists. Why would you try and clone Minecraft? What a loser, you know? But at the same time, it was a challenge that made no sense. In the end, trying to beat Minecraft, holy crap. How delusional was I trying to do that? But at least I've learned my lesson.
And quiet.
I completely agree. You can't quite understand what YouTube is all about until you have been elevated by a lot of people of their experience, of their influence, and you just evaluated that properly. Now I have the tools to do that very easily. Right? I still had, like, this system already worked. Alright? Because I was already posting scores. So at November, I'm not sure for how many months it already worked. I mean, these people have collected significant amount of points already. So it probably took me at least 4 months. So yeah, the point is, once I do become more popular, then you can bitch about that I don't feature your favorite creator, some stupid shit like that. But until that point, if you're gonna make that argument, I don't think you understand how it all works. I don't know, man. You want me to like the most popular things? I will recognize them, I will look into them, but liking them is completely different thing to do, and it's just, oh boy. Which is why technically my rewind is gonna be kind of cringy, like people will question still, why do I have Onision in the rewind? What is the big deal about that? Or Gabby Hanna is on a similar scale of being hated right now, I would say, or being misunderstood. But, well, if someone can cause drama, I actually respect them a lot more than just posting random YouTube videos that I don't really relate to. You know, drama is something everyone can relate because everyone has problems in life that resolve through speaking your mind sometimes. And trying to understand how you got into this situation, how to resolve it in the first place. Like, solving problems is just the most fundamental thing to learn. And this is what drama is all about. It's like, well, now people hate me. What do I do about it? Obviously, like, internet is, again, in Stone Age, and everyone is like, I pick up rock and I smash into your head. I am very smart. You know? This is how people prove that they're smart. Their opinions are just rocks that they throw at people. It's like, oh, you think you're smart? What if I hit you with a rock? This is how it feels like. It's fucking pathetic, but it is what it is, guys. 6 minutes. 6 minutes is equivalent of 4 times more minutes of commentary. I'm sorry, guys. This might take a while. 12 hours? 20 hours video? This might be the longest video I've ever made. I'm just reacting to myself. I love myself so much. I was nervous. I thought I would be like, this video is total cringe. Nothing worthwhile watching for 8 hours. Absolutely not. Oh, how wrong I was. You gotta listen to this part.
Time. It's thing right here. It's not gonna go away. It is. This is that thing right here. It's not gonna go away. It is really not gonna go away. It's really that simple too. And
I was reacting to how like the corona lockdowns were quite a bit extended, and it's just not going away. And I just said, like, this is not gonna go away. And it didn't for another year. But essentially it somehow did. Or did it? People somewhere still wear masks in some studios, in some gatherings, I guess. Like, I have to wear a mask in my hospital, but it's not a lockdown, so not a big deal. I'm not a fan of masks, but come on, whatever. I can wear it. It's not that big of a deal. It's just like, I will still remember that, you know? It's like, I have to still find the fucking mask, put it on, effort, guys. Plaguing my brain and making me think about it. Making me uncomfortable. I don't like that shit. But, yeah, I was able to predict that it would not go away that easily. It's kind of an easy thing to predict, but I feel proud. That is also a very smart thing to say. I was not in it to review the best of the best. I was there to unpack what I have from my YouTube experience and rewind YouTube for you guys, so you fucking understand what it's all about. You know, what YouTube experience is supposed to be about. What you're here for. What you should be looking forward to. You know. It's very thoughtful stuff so far. I mean, show me the cringe, dude. There's probably fucking 2 dislikes in there. And I don't see it. I was in a mindset. I don't rewatch my videos, but I actually am rewatching this, and I'm like very proud of myself. And wow, it's like you don't feel the same way. That's kind of weird. It's kind of weird, man. I'll let him say it, man.
Some people are better at expressing themselves than others because they actually have something to express.
Yeah, I was referring that making videos is an art form. And some people actually have something to say. Most people just do random things. Which ones should get attention? You know, the random person or a person who has a message to tell the community? You know, difficult choice, isn't it? Yeah, I don't know about that.
YouTubers.
A fun fact, there's this guy on my Discord who actually liked the first 2 hours of my YouTube Rewind. I don't know if he watched the entire thing. So I did got, you know, some positive feedback, I guess. But to be honest, not really. I don't consider positive feedback actual feedback. Because the person has to say what they liked about the video, then I can confirm that you in fact watched the video, and you liked something substantial that we could potentially discuss even further and cement what you have learned. Because obviously you're going to misinterpret what I say 50% of the time, at least, I guess. And no one is going to be able to resonate exactly the way that I could just like open up the code and I know exactly how it works. But for other people, it's a complete mystery of how my code would work, right? So for most of the time, you're going to be misinterpreting what it actually is doing and how things are working until you're able to read it properly. So yes, I understand. Most of the people don't actually understand what I'm talking about and how serious this stuff actually is. They don't understand like I do. But that doesn't mean that I'm fucking making terrible content that is worth disliking and ignoring. I mean, come on, man. That just means that people don't actually appreciate effort. They like stuff that makes them feel good. And effort is not always what feels good, unfortunately.
Also upload YouTube.
Yeah, just like in Minecraft, the same concept applies to YouTube. YouTube is not rewarding people for just playing, for just watching videos. It's not a rewarding experience whatsoever. It doesn't acknowledge that you watched all these videos. It's a dangerous thing to do because people will get addicted. And but I mean, there's always that a friendly thing to just punch you in the face when you're getting electrocuted and you just can't pull your hand off. It's I remember a TikTok saying that you shouldn't touch electrified things with your palm. You should do it with the back of your hand because your palm just kind of turns into a fist and you can't let go. It's kind of a funny TikTok. Like you learn so many things watching TikTok. I'm sure you can do the same thing with YouTube, right? Right? Please tell me. Now I'm kind of getting disappointed, but it's not the worst thing ever. I mean, I find quite a lot of value. Don't get me wrong. It's just TikTok happens to be number 2 on the list. And I will always question myself, should I just go all in on TikTok? Yeah. Nah, don't worry about that one. It's not gonna change anytime soon. I'll stay on YouTube. Because TikTok does not appreciate 1 hour videos. That's why.
Call my mom, not me.
I'm not sure what I meant when I said my parents want me dead. But I did get into some beef with my parents, by any means. That was some nasty stuff. Yeah, but that was too much. That was cringe. Are we getting into cringe now?
Fine. In 5 months.
It is. What really wants me dead is the government, and the government wants everyone dead. In case you made a crime, then, oh, I guess you made a crime. It's time to kill you, government says. Well, very interesting. Very interesting experience I had to go through. One year of death. It's probably worse than coronavirus experience by any means. But it's like, well, you're a danger to society because someone fell down because potentially you pushed that person, but we don't have evidence. The only evidence we have is that you said it yourself, and that is evidence for some reason. You know, oh, you will serve time because you said it. You know, you fucking said it, dude. Even that is questionable, right? The alibi is questionable thing. Because anyone can say anything. I killed 20 million people, actually. Oh, you said it! Ah! You said it, boy. But it's more like, yes, someone has to be hurt first, and then you have to say it. And then also you have to kind of piece 2 things together of how you could have done it. So it has to be coherent as well. I can't just say, oh, I actually killed George Floyd, or I actually caused coronavirus. So, alibi means something, But at the same time, does it really? Is it? So that's a stretch of imagination, all right. But what is even a higher stretch of imagination is the amount of punishment people think they need to give to a person, to apply to a person, to make him stop being evil or something, to intimidate them. First, learn a little bit of basic psychology and figure out how a person is reacting to the punishment, and then figure out what the real punishment's supposed to be. The punishment should be as flexible as the most flexible thing in the universe. You realize, oh, I actually like this person, and go ahead, go back to society, go provide to society your values, because they seem pretty nice. Nah, dude, 1 year minimum sentence, dude. If you're mentally ill, 1 year. I love that shit, man. It's not like I will set Lithuania on fire because of that, but I will only set the prison system on fire. I hope nothing else catches on fire, you know? I'm just hoping.
Judas or whatever?
Ah, yeah, dude. Oh, man. Instead of actually sending money to YouTubers and supporting them, send them videos of poor people that you're actually supporting. You know, not by paying them, but you're like aware that there are poor people, and it's like, this is where I want to send my money, and I can't. So you really think I'm gonna send money to a YouTuber? Think again, basically. Anyone who asks money on YouTube, delete it until they make that apology video, because they're haters. They're hating on their own fans. You know. Yes, you can set up some donation link or whatever, like, sure. But actively just get those deals ready, you know, fucking go to that, play that game for me, sign up for this deal for me, buy this thing for me, you know. I don't know how to react to this shit. Because the most important thing, and I haven't made the video about it yet, and I kind of regret, there has to be a limit of how much money you can have, unfortunately. And that will fix society by default. So, well, you can't earn more than that, unfortunately. You'll have to distribute your wealth. To some extent, there's still enough freedom for anyone to earn more or less. But there is not going to be freedom to be poor and just be self-destructive, as well as there will not be freedom to just take advantage of people. If you want to do good things, but don't make it a profit thing in any way. I think this should be not allowed. And it also includes YouTube, and YouTube has to disclose everyone's earnings. They just have to do that. It seems stupid right there. No, you have to do that. Technically, people kind of know what other people earn. Even Mr. Beast kind of started with like trying to figure out how much people earn on YouTube. That was kind of his motivating factor to just think about it for some reason. You have to take that into consideration. He was manipulated by money since day one. When I watched his documentaries, like, oh, you can make money on YouTube, and that's kind of where it all started for me. So weird one. It would be very nice to understand that you can provide value on YouTube, on the internet, provide some kind of value, and get something in return. Absolutely beautiful. But most people value things in a deranged manner right now, and I do not appreciate that whatsoever. Try and argue with me before I take over YouTube. You have a little bit of time left. But, yeah, dude. Not appreciating that one. I'm not Elon Musk with billions of dollars. I cannot buy off YouTube. But as a poor person, I have more superpowers than you can fucking realize. So, money's not the only superpower in the world, unfortunately. Sometimes just having enough confidence is good enough to propel you forward and give you what you want from life. It's not the most impossible thing to do.
Exist in every.
Yes, another point that I was making, and I didn't explain it quickly enough, so I'm kind of confused why I did that. The real illness is not COVID. Most of the time, people are suffering and having problems with life for very basic reasons, to be honest. People just don't care after each other. People are not incentivized to solve each other's problems for free, for the feels good. We're not incentivized to actually even know what other people are struggling with and what the easiest solution would be, because, we're probably not going to earn money from that. It's like, well, just open up a business and start solving that problem. It's not fucking easy, right? I don't think people are also incentivized to open businesses right now either and solve problems, as most people would think. Alright, opening up a business, yeah. Forget about it. I'm too lazy to even pay taxes. So, think about all the backlash that you have to deal with. It's like, you're not doing this well enough, you're not doing that well enough. All these opinions you have to deal with. So then mark that on the list. How do you set up a business? How do you get the money to set up a business? All these problems are preventing us from actually solving problems that we experience as poor people. So poor people are very likely to be able to solve these problems, but not very likely to actually have the tools to solve the problems. So we're going to get basically stuck in this perpetual bullshit because the people who have solutions can't actually solve any problems. It's like, what the fuck are you guys doing? Obviously, that's the real inequality in life. The rich people get to be more rich and create problems, and the poor people get to be more poor and, well, solve their life to some extent, but not be able to extend their goodwill onto other people anymore. Right? So you have to understand, we're living in an age of lies and deception. The internet is full of that shit, and also the age of government. And it will be over in 60 years, I'm predicting. Maybe more or less, but I can honestly make this prediction because I know how things are changing, and we will be able to break down the lies eventually, but it takes a lot of principles, a lot of hard work, and an average person certainly can't do that. Alright, once an average person can't do it, that's when it stops happening. So that's why I'm capable of predicting things, because I'm above average. It's that simple. Once you're above average, you see the future. It's not that difficult to see the future, because you have the powers, you know how you want to change the world, and you know what the world is capable of changing in the first place, what choices are there for the world to have. At least I see that special choice of YouTube. Either YouTube improves or goes to a dumpster. It's a very, very influential choice, because YouTube is a huge platform. If it changes even slightly bit, everyone is going to be reacting to that. And they will have to adapt. And if YouTube fucks something up, it could just go down a hill. Just like with YouTube Rewind, it disappeared and never came back ever again. Which is quite a interesting thing to think about, I would say. Like, they don't even have confidence left to bring back YouTube Rewind, as if it meant nothing. But I look at it as like, you made your choice, YouTube. Alright, you made your choice. I'll take YouTube Rewind now. If you messed anything else up, I'll take it as well. Alright, I'm just waiting and taking things at this point. So, keep up the good work, YouTube. You made me exist. Potentially, YouTube Rewind is gonna go viral to some extent, and people will realize, oh, this guy is pretty cool. Because I will be posting 30 videos titled YouTube Rewind 2022, after all. So there's no way you can miss that, right? Probably there is a way, because YouTube algorithm sucks. People using YouTube also suck. Everything sucks. And I'm not satisfied whatsoever, you know? I'm just not satisfied. Yes, there's probably some fucking unknown way to become popular. Maybe interacting with a lot of people, infiltrating groups, spreading your opinion far and wide. But obviously, there's also a direct way of becoming popular, just making a very good video in terms of, like, making people feel good and nostalgic. And like, oh, I know this person, wow. That's how a YouTube Rewind would work, you know, just making people feel that they can understand what's going on and the events that we all live through. We can relate to that. So it's pretty interesting. Let's continue. 20 minutes. Alright, so right now it's I still doubled the time. So we can still expect 16 hours. Long video here. This is disgusting. If my microphone fails, I'll be so fucking sad. It can fail at any time. Holy shit. It didn't fail yet. This is disgusting, dude. 16 hours. Let's go. I liked 900 videos in 1 year. Right now this didn't happen. So I imagine I actually watched a lot more content back then. Which is kind of crazy. Alright, you don't get to see the number. Here's the number. 916. This is the video that I liked on January 2020. So, right now I think I'm sitting at 2,500 or something. Nothing too crazy. Yeah, I stopped liking videos at this point. It was not a thing anymore for me. Trying to remember the good videos from the bad ones. Not my thing. But you can only imagine, I probably watched 9,000 videos in that year. 1,000. Some crazy amount. Something that most people can't fucking do. So, that's how I got above average. Very simple. That's how I became YouTube CEO. I just simply used the platform. I simply enjoy it a lot. That's how you do it.
Well, if they have anything to say...
Yeah, it's true. I don't want to maximize, but I do now allow infinite amount of people in my Discord. But I potentially will turn around and shut it down. Shut down the link. Because I don't want infinite amount of people. Just like I don't want infinite amount of wealth. There's a certain resource that... Every single resource basically has to be capped out. And you cannot just pretend that, oh, I can just use the resource that I got because it's mine now. That's a very greedy way to think. It's still valid. Because right now people stacking left and right. It's quite a trend to stack. Oh wait, it was 3 years ago. Not anymore. Stacking is not a thing. You gotta do things on your own now. And you will not get infinite resource anyways. So don't even try and do that. Just appreciate what you have. But yeah, it's so sad, like, people are struggling these days. I don't even want to know how they're struggling. Because I'm living a good life. And I'm not above average in terms of how good of a life I'm living. But I kind of am, because in terms of how happy I am and how satisfied with my life I am, and how much free time I have, I'm definitely above average. And it's the weirdest circumstance of like actually going through that 1 year of stupid experience of being in a mental hospital and actually coming out as a fucking hero. You know, I have my financial stability taken care of. I don't have to do anything. Just sit here and fucking rant as much as I want. Watch as many YouTube videos as I want. I can take as much power from YouTube as I want now. Because I'm fully aware and fully ready to do exactly that. Absolutely amazing. Oh yeah, I bring up another statistic, which is like... I had 50 people on Discord kind of rotating. Right now it's 45. I think I showcased like 35 when I showed what the people are. I can't look back into it. There's no way I can click on any part of the video precisely. This is an 8-hour thing. Come on, man. You can't click on anything and pretend that you're gonna get exactly where you want to be. Look, like, 1 pixel is 24 seconds. Oh my god. Literally 24 seconds. 1 pixel! Fuck yeah, dude. Oh, I guess you'll have to wait 20 seconds to get that meme. That you always wanted to hear back. Obviously, if you type timestamp, it's fine. Anyway, but yeah, it's still pretty difficult to do. So bring up the statistic of having a certain amount of people, but only a handful of them are active, first of all. I would say 10%. And there's also 10% who are actually willing to talk, you know. Maybe it's more than 10%, maybe it's like 15, 20%. But right now, nobody is talking, so technically nobody's willing to actually talk. And you must understand that there's competition, there's different Discord channels, so 10% is actually quite accurate, I would say. 10% are active, in general, on Discord. So people are online, 10% are online, and 10% are active, so 1%, only 1% actually is willing to interact. Specifically on your Discord channel. So that's kind of a tough position. This is why mostly it feels like most of the time to most people that more is better and there's infinite cap of a resource, but obviously there's a cap for a resource. Eventually there's too much noise. There's too many people typing too many random things, just trying to feel relevant, especially in a live stream environment, or just the chat is just going too fast and there's too many like young people typing in nonsense that means nothing, you know. That sort of stuff has to be filtered out. And then you come up with another 10% layer of filtering all those active people who are still active, but they still have to be filtered. So you must understand, there's a silent majority on the internet. Silent majority of people who do not care about interacting. They're just here to react, they're just here to consume, and nothing else. And it's, you should be sad about that, alright? There's only 10% people who are willing to fucking press a like or dislike button. 10% is the average. And so you can imagine, if you are a hater, you're one of those 1% who are willing to interact. But don't pretend that you're not one of those 90% of people who will not get filtered out for being a hater, for being useless, basically. For not inputting enough information and value in the first place. So, It's a tough thing, but as internet evolves, these percentages are gonna get, maximized. And maximizing all of them at once is an exponential growth of the internet in general, and the success and the likability, the value of the internet, everything just grows exponentially from that idea of just, how many people are willing and understanding and growing and capable. All these things can grow exponentially based on just a few variables, So I'm looking forward to that. Ah, dude, you get a goddamn job when you go through school, so you shouldn't be bored. Uh, I don't know how true that is, actually, but, that's the motivator, the usual motivator. But, yeah, I guess the idea is like, well, if you go through my school, you will also get a job, for obvious reasons, right? Well, eventually you will. But yeah, it will take, months to try and understand what I figured out. Good luck with that. Yeah, now the cringe kind of begins. I went off-road, basically, and started talking random things, which is kind of what I expected to happen the whole way through, but let's see how long this lasts. I know the principles already. The shy thing is not something I actually remember. And I don't remember the fact that I referred to these things as pills. But I guess I had to use the popular culture for people to understand this better. But, you want some yellow pills, guys? I got them. I got yellow ones.
Really watchable.
Onision was on this YouTube Rewind as well. Not only he showed up with his little Discord channel when I was in his Discord channel before I got banned, but I also explained why I appreciate his videos. I don't think I referenced him too many times, but this is it. He's kind of one of the first YouTubers to be referenced here. I think I mentioned like 2 of them already, but maybe 3. We got Onision in there. I was impressed, I gotta tell you that much. And I explained it in my previous video, why. Why I will keep him in this rewind as well. And why he didn't fall off, of my influence list of top 100. He did very good performance, and I do believe there's gonna be just enough haters, just enough juice, just enough drama for Onision to stay relevant for years. Fucking years, dude. That is such a good argument. Alright, if you're alone, guess what sexuality you're gonna choose? You're gonna choose sexuality based on what body parts you have. You get to play with, You get to play with your own body parts in the end. Whoops, So you really want to be a girl. That's just because, America has a very potent society, and people are bumping into each other and spitting out opinions left and right, and they think that what I'm doing is nothing new, but for a European to spend time on opinions is actually quite different. And if you can spot the difference, congratulations. You probably wouldn't be watching my videos if you couldn't spot the difference of what it's like to be actually smarter, because you'd never really experienced society in your life. You just experienced just generic things, I would say. Just generic, useless things that you have to make up meaning for yourself. You can't just expect other people to actually care. And that's the whole culture shock that you should feel all the way by watching my videos. That there's something off, right? Yeah, I'm just simply Eastern European. Like, that's the off thing. I grew up in a completely different culture, and I care about completely different things. which also include not caring about sexuality that much, because there's just simply not enough people to have sex with out here. Unless that's all you care about, then yes, sure, you can talk about it. But there's also not enough babies being born, so potentially, anyone who is not straight gonna get just enough backlash just because they're not providing to society their babies, you know? That's pretty bad. Like, the birth rate is like 1.5 at most. There has to be 2.2. And there isn't. Whoops. For a person. For a woman, I guess. For a woman. Birth rate, yeah. It's not happening right now. We're failing as a society in that sense. But honestly, I don't care. I don't care about these things. These things don't touch me. I don't have to make babies in the first place. That's not my, that's not even like a responsibility for a man to make babies. If you haven't noticed, one man can just impregnate every single woman out there. It's not that difficult. So you don't have to worry about it as a man. Yeah. At very least. It kind of does... making a new generation doesn't matter, because you still cannot prove that the past exists. That there's something beyond your birthday, the moment you were born, that you have never experienced anything beyond that. Yes, people can tell you, well, there are movies, there's music created, there's fucking statues and buildings and things, but they still cannot prove it beyond their own birthdays either. But I don't want to spiral out of control, because it's the weirdest thing to say, right? The past doesn't exist? What? But the way it doesn't exist is because it's not necessarily valuable anymore. You have to stay in the moment. That's the most value you're gonna get. Stay in what's relevant right now, what's relatable, what people can understand. Because then you're gonna shift your focus into learning those things specifically, and memorizing those things. So it influences you in a proper way, and then again you can relate with other people, you can speak their language in a way, or influence them to feel that you have just enough experience, that they kind of understand where you're coming from, all that. It's just so important to have this. And you kind of just look back into the past, or start making a maths channel or something, where only a handful of people can relate. That's just a stupid thing to do. But people do that because they have authority in something, and we can appreciate that to some extent, but other than that, I don't care. I really don't care. I'll do my thing, and I'll do it as best as I can, and my thing is to try to cover as many topics as possible, and I'll just focus on politics, or drama, or whatever other specific thing, like celebrities. I'm not gonna focus on anything in particular. I think that's a very sinful thing to do. But I explained it in my previous video, so whatever.
You on the other side,
Now it's getting cringy, dude. Because I've done so much work. I've done so many videos that, you know, the bullshit videos kind of come together quite nicely. I think I did a pretty good job on that. So, yeah, I do derail like really hard. I had to skip a few parts. But I'm still trying to cover like all sorts of random things. So right now the valley has definitely went down significantly, and I have nothing to comment on, to be honest.
I enjoy watching popular.
Yeah, I only watch popular videos because I'm poor, and that's the only thing I can afford. Otherwise, I would actually, encourage people to make YouTube videos, and I would review those YouTube videos, figuring out who's actually doing the best job. And right now, I have the ability to do that in the first place. with the simple button, you know, review button to see the actual value. Yeah, I came a long way. And again, once they become popular, I will switch from caring about popular videos and I will grind my surroundings, basically, my environment. Interact with people, what they like, what you want to see in the next YouTube Rewind, that sort of stuff will be the topic, the hot topic in my Discord channel, at least. Or in every YouTube video as well. You're gonna sense that for sure. If you just subscribe and you just want to be a consumer, that's fine.
Kind of shows you.
I literally just watched the video about Mr. Beast highlighting Potato Wars trilogy that Technoblade did. I did it right here in this video. 2020 Rewind. You're too late. 2 years too late, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Yeah, that's his new name right now. I'll tell you this much. My YouTube Rewind is going to be 100 times better than the previews I've made. So, maybe I'll get 2,000 views. That's not bad. How many views I get on average? This is how many. In 7 days? So on average I get 1,600 already. So you can imagine my YouTube Rewind is gonna be slightly more interesting for people to click on, so maybe we're gonna get 3,000 in the whole way through. And if it goes viral, it just scales exponentially. It doesn't scale linearly as I say, oh, I'm 100 times better. That means you're going to be outcompeting a lot of people as well and convincing a lot of people that you're worth attention and you're worth spreading your whatever data I've collected, you know, throughout the year. The only person who's doing it, I guarantee you that much. Just like Technoblade is one and only, Dream is one and only, Gurnext also pretty much one and only. And there's nothing you can do about that. But obviously more people want to make YouTube Rewind happen. But there's only a handful that have the capacity to do it. And most of the people just kind of moved on and stopped caring about YouTube Rewind in general. Especially after the last year, which is a big disappointment that I couldn't participate, but I will crush it, alright? I will crush it at least in terms of competing against my own Rewind. And that's all I care about, just being better than I used to be. Satisfying enough for me. I don't have to get crazy rewards for it. But, I do expect that as well eventually, right? Obviously.
Okay.
The cringe, man! It's getting worse and worse! But I think I can survive a little bit longer. I don't know, I might just, cringe out of existence if I watch too much, but... if I try to complete this, but... now I have nothing to comment on, so we're probably gonna just breeze through the rest, and to be honest, and without receiving any value. That would suck. This is kind of what I feared for, that I will just derail into insanity, but it kind of happened already. At 2 hour mark, at 25% completion. I have to skip around in hopes that the content is gonna get better, but, oh man, I failed. It's not gonna be 100 times better, because we're in the negatives now. Now I feel bad about this shit.
YouTubers...
What is valuable to understand is that that's the rate of improvement. You gotta grind, you keep getting better and better. It's kind of fucking sad, like, Mr. Beast is like 4 years younger than me. I think he's 24. I'm 27, so 3 years. And he's kind of achieving so much in life, it's kind of crazy to try and compare myself with him, but I think I can keep up. I think I can catch up, especially if I do get notoriety for bringing, YouTube Rewind back by myself, one person, being so passionate, watching all these videos, all these channels, appreciating all this internet culture and interactivity, and that's all I want to do. And essentially, I could start competing against the biggest YouTubers out there simply because I can crack the code and figure them out and figure out their weaknesses basically and talk about it a lot and create this space for wrecking balls in case something is going out of control and these people get a little bit too uncomfortable with how what people are talking about them. All that stuff. We're gonna go all in. Basically into, making YouTubers uncomfortable, making them apologize for a lot of things that they wouldn't even think worth apologizing, because when you actually understand morality, and morality is not about sexuality, if you care about sexuality, then you're a little bit too young of a person. The moment you, hit 40, sexuality is not a thing anymore. It's like, yeah, I would like to have sex, but I have such a low chance to do so that might as well not even think or talk about it. So to believe that governments actually really care about sexuality or gender or these minority communities, that's not a thing. They're just I don't think government even is supporting that actively. I think they're just reacting as like, oh, I'm gonna tolerate your opinion, whatever. It doesn't threaten the government. Well, it kind of does. Government doesn't know what it's doing most of the time. Because again, you have to look at the average person and then realize government is kind of made up of average people anyways. Like, nobody's actually being elected into the government. Nobody's even challenged to become a government official. These are just people who just wanted a job so badly. They got it, They got a very specific job. And right now, with the internet, we can definitely challenge that narrative and create our own government in our own internet country and just stay away from all the other nonsense that's going on. Because once we are connected properly through the internet, we can just move anywhere we want. Yes, the governments are gonna be angry and catch a few people and torture maybe, or do some stupid shit. But we gotta take that risk because the reward is pretty fucking great. Risk of angering the government, I don't care about that. It's kind of confusing how there's a lot of people in the 500 range back in the day. You wouldn't see that right now anymore, I don't think. So basically what I started doing, I have this list of reviews, basically, quick reviews. It's all cringe, dude. So much cringe, man. Cringe is amplifying to... Oh my god. Because now I would do it in much better format, right? And also it's much more balanced, I would say. Yeah. The format would be like, okay, make me watch as much content as you possibly can. Make me as interested as possible. But it still wouldn't work because a lot of channels are just, consumed in their entirety and there's nothing to watch anymore. So, this shit doesn't work anymore. I actually will have to come up with something else for you to rewind, but what do I need to come up with? It's gonna be fairly easy. I'm already prepared for the most videos I'm gonna be making. I will have to set aside 2 days to prepare myself for the most important video, for the introduction, all these things. set aside some time. But I think I can upload every single day. When the YouTube Rewind month hits. But this is just cringe. This is pure cringe. Well, let's see what I did. I mean, I did it for some reason. Somehow. At least I improved. Thank God. Thank God I did this thing, by the way. I programmed it. I had enough guts to do that. I would have been stuck with a fucking Unity editor. You don't even want to see that, guys. You don't even want to see that anymore. Does my microphone still work? Testing. Very nice. Like, I actually explained, like, I have no actual plan of how the video is gonna go. I'm just, like, improvising to the max. Like, literally just thinking out loud of what I'm gonna be doing next. It's like, oh, that's cringe, dude. I don't like that anymore. Why would you do that? Just impress people. Just do smart, interesting things. This is what I'm gonna be doing. Prepare yourself. Come on, man. Don't do that. Don't do that to me, man.
As an animator.
He disappeared for 7 months. So sad, man. It's so sad. He's doing such a good job. He was doing such a good job, but now... Oh my god. It's a funny thing to say, isn't it? And then leave YouTube for 7 months. I don't think he actually talked about himself leaving. It's just like why YouTubers are leaving. Should have oh yeah, I guess it is brackets. In brackets, just explain why I'm leaving too. What the leaving YouTube? There's some kind of spokesperson that actually explained why they hide dislikes. I need to get onto this. How recent is this change? I don't think it's this year, actually. Yeah, it can't be this year, unfortunately, so I can't talk about it, but in my YouTube Rewind, well, it is what it is.
Destroyed, I guess.
I just kind of realized, like, people have delusions that disliking YouTube Rewind was going to make some kind of change, but what it did just destroyed YouTube Rewind as a concept in general, which is kind of funny. Well, thank you guys. Now I can do it. So, looking forward to that. Taking that throne. It's gonna be easy, I swear. Again, like, the only person who potentially will do a rewind is not saying anything about rewinds. Not even his fans are expecting a rewind. I checked the chat. I can't find anything. And I do believe when you type in rewind, you actually search the entire channel. The entire... Not just chat channels. The entire thing. I'm still kind of making a mistake of not letting the other person speak. I think that's a very compelling thing, to just let them make the argument and then I just smash it with a hammer and make them bleed to death for how stupid they are. It's a lot better than just like, next picture, oh, he said this, this, and that. Recite for him, and then it's like, now I have to smash myself with a hammer? What's going on? I still kind of do that, but I will stop doing that potentially. That's just that one little improvement I have to make. Or it's already cringe enough that I'm actually doing it and I shouldn't care that much. But yeah, like, oh boy. This is a video to survive, guys. This is it, man. I didn't thought it was gonna be that bad. To be... It's just random, it's a little bit too self-aware in the video, like, what the fuck? What? What? Now that's yeah, just let them fucking speak. What is this, man? How did I not fucking flip a fucking table when I looked at this? OCD? OCD? You concerned about OCD? What? Holy shit! If only I've seen this when, I was making a mental illness is bullshit video or something like that. Diagnosing mental illness is bullshit. You shouldn't do that, You shouldn't care about it that much. Because it's... Oh my god, it's... Really? Suffer, guys. Highly disabling condition. I need more context so I could laugh at it, man. Holy shit. The real question is, how did I find this shit? Is this Keemstar related? What's going on? Where do I click on? Honestly, I don't care, but I kinda care. Let's see it, man. See what happened. Yeah, it must be Lily Pons, because I think she was the one bringing up the OCD thing. Oh my god, it's such cringe, man. Holy crap. Now Lily Pons is a dead channel, so congratulations on that. I guess it is disabling. Nah, I mean, she's a rich dead channel, as everyone that we know. Yeah, it's the one. Disturbing, dude. I have OCD, and it's a very terrifying thing, actually. Yeah. You bet. You bet you can just blame whatever for whatever habits you might have, I have these habits, but there's actually a mental illness. Really now? And there's nothing you can do about it? Oh, tell me more, dude. Tell me more. How you're a victim, I have Tourette's, I have severe OCD. My dad is gay. My internet hates me. I'm the worst enemy. It's like, what is the point of these videos? So internet actually loves you? All of a sudden? Internet hates everyone. It's not a fucking special thing. You're not special snowflake, dude. I'm sorry. You gotta deal with it properly, with common sense, and then you realize, I don't have to care about this anymore. This is what happens. This is how popular people behave. They didn't spend enough time thinking about stuff. They just spend time around people. And the best they can do is just get scraps of principles here and there and figure a few things out, but not their entire life. Obviously, like, if you are entertaining, it's like your values in completely different places, and you can't really judge these people. Just enjoy their content. Like, you don't have to dig deeper than that, okay? You either enjoy the content or not. It's like, why do you have to fucking bother? But at the same time, it's more like she's bringing it up because I didn't even knew that people hated her or whatever, or that she's having problems. Like, nobody really cares about that stuff that much. She's kind of getting average amount of views as well on these videos. How old I miss Lily Pons. She did pretty cool stuff. Not gonna lie. For a girl. For a good-looking girl, I mean, like, damn. Oh my... Why did you stop reviewing YouTube videos? You were so good at it. No, I was not interested in any of this stuff. Now I'm just back into Corona Crisis. Explaining that. Just, there's so much cringe I can't even begin to explain.
Like, I need...
It does remind me that there is a special competition potential. A race, a heat race of, like, Who's gonna be able to provide me with the most content? It's a weird one. I don't know. Just squeeze the leftover juice. Who's gonna surprise me? Who still has speed in them? And I didn't even notice. But I don't know. I don't know if I would want to do that. I'm just thinking out loud. Oh, look, guys, you can take a sneak peek into some thumbnails and titles that Onision has been uploading on his Speaks channel, which he deleted most of the stuff, alright? Most of the stuff is now gone. You can even see some, oh, Belle Delphine, look at that. Here's the meltdown phase. It was 1 year ago since I reviewed it. It's fucking weird. I don't know, dude. Obviously, I didn't watch the meltdown. That's bullshit to me. The rest is like, it's okay. I like his opinion sometimes. I mean, the cringe deteriorated into just pure nothingness. I literally don't understand what's going on anymore. Even I can't keep track of what's the point of the video, you know? Like, oh boy. Well, I've learned something, I guess. This is why I just don't watch my own videos. But technically, it's good to watch at least one just to see that you did improve and you do realize that the things you've done are a little bit insane sometimes. Oh my god, 8 hours. What were you thinking, man? No plan, no preparation, no splitting this thing into proper parts, no... I don't know, man. It's pure and in the end, just review, nothing actually happens. No real competition whatsoever, and there's a few numbers, you know. But I literally feel dead at this point. I died at somewhere in the middle, and I don't think I can recover anymore. I have to interrupt the transmission to introduce you with nothing. Nothing. I'm doing nothing, guys. Look how many pages of photos there are. 71. Can you even see this? 71. I have never seen anything like it before. Oh my god. It's a fucking gold mine. Holy shit. What were you doing this? Yeah. Back in the YouTube days, am I right? The YouTube legend. 7,000 photos. She uploaded herself. Ridiculous. I've never seen anything like this. Flickr, dude. The most random site. Only 112 follow. Oh, no. 6. No, it's all fine. It all makes sense, guys. I swear. I mean, it kind of makes sense, right? When you have access to technology so early, even though your photo's fucking low quality as hell. This is like 8 years ago. Damn. The pioneer, man. Too bad Instagram was not a thing, apparently. But it literally works like Instagram. Why was Flickr not a thing? That's my real question. It looks pretty fucking decent to me. Yeah, she has 7,000 photos in Instagram too, so it's not a new thing. Oh man. Well, here goes my 3 hours.
To care. Am I really hooked?
Yes, you are hooked right now. What a loser. Now I'm curious, to be honest. What if I go back to the very first photo? 2006. 16 years ago, guys. Holy shit. I think it's fair to say that I miserably failed, and I should never do this again in this kind of way. I mean, I made so many mistakes at this point. It's like the opposite of what should have happened, but I guess pandemic really hit me hard. I don't know. Really bloated my opinions into insanity, basically. It would be a much more convenient for me to just put together separate videos on different concepts that I care about, and maybe tie them together in some kind of interesting way. I will need to take like a week off before December, where I will start from the very first day. As you can tell, obviously, right, from this number. But because I really want to make sure that I craft a proper product. It's not going to be edited in any way. I'm just going to be switching between video tabs and showing you memes potentially and telling a story. It should be pretty emotional, I would say, if I do it right. And obviously I will have to make a follow-up video and a follow-up video, and hopefully it's a chain event of like different aspects of YouTube being talked about, like the most important stuff I can come up with. So I'll definitely need a break to just make sure everything's in place, and the performance can start and never really end until the month actually ends. But this is just pure cringe. Kind of. The beginning is pretty okay. I don't know why it derailed so badly. Or just my attention spam is just not there. All I want is like a cute little video that I could be nostalgic about and feel like it's a part of the YouTube culture or whatever. And that's not what happened, unfortunately. You know. But you never know. What's gonna happen in YouTube Rewind month is I'll be releasing a bunch of videos, right? So people will be able to vote by watching a certain video, whichever one they like the most, whichever one is gonna receive the most views, most likely the views. The rating doesn't matter that much. Is gonna be the official YouTube Rewind of 2022. Maybe I will even do like a remastered version after a few months or something. I don't know. But it's definitely one of those very simple ideas that you have to test different ideas and see how they work and see how people react to that. So it's almost like there's going to be like 30 iterations of YouTube Rewind. That's not necessarily the case. The ideas are going to be completely different, and there is going to be like the main event video that's probably going to catch most people's attention, and everyone is going to ignore the rest for obvious reasons. So that's my expectation, but anything can happen. Yeah, I'm just uncomfortable right now, because now I have to solve this huge problem, and it's pretty huge for one person, you know, to take on this great work, I would say. To condense all the awareness of what happened this year in one place, and hope that it's enough. Hope that it's effective. But yeah, I mean, looking back, I did pretty good work. Also, weirdly enough, I potentially have 106 subscribers now. I got 2 subscribers. I don't know what kind of video triggered people to subscribe, but it's kind of awkward. Because I didn't like post Mr. Beast video or anything. Also 14 views. What? Something is fucking blowing up right now. I don't know what's going on. This is probably because I watched my own video. But it still doesn't make sense because I actually watched for a longer period than that. I watched at least 7 hours, right? Well, technically I skipped around, so anything could be the case. So I wonder if that actually counts. It doesn't seem like I've received more views, so doesn't really make sense. But then I received a lot of views here. What? I don't know. See, the problem is this doesn't make sense. This thing doesn't make sense unless some fan appeared out of nowhere and decided to watch more of my videos. Which is kind of awkward. So we did hit 37 hours watch time, which is, well, a record-breaking thing. It could even go higher than that. We still have 2 days left, or 3 days. It's when this day is over, it will actually increase the score, I believe. Unless I still don't know how this thing works. But, this is when I had 104 subscribers. Now I had 105 subscribers, so there's 1 subscriber missing from today. So today is not updated yet, as you can tell. Anyways. Oh, fuck. It's a big responsibility. Even that's a big responsibility. Back in the day, I was thinking, oh, I'll just beat Minecraft eventually. I'm smart enough. I could do that. Potentially, like, people are gonna be, like, gonna look at me and just gonna laser beam destroy me with their powers. Superpowers, yeah. And I will disappear into nothingness. And maybe return another year because I like being destroyed and I like taking my revenge, but it will hurt. I'll just tell you that much. It's a huge responsibility if it blows up, right? If people actually start caring about it. Because someone has to do it, after all. And, someone like me who watched tons and tons of YouTube videos and literally dedicated his life to just figuring out what YouTubers are uploading from all corners of YouTube. It doesn't really matter. Like, people will, first of all, respect that and expect a lot out of it. And I have to somehow deliver. Oh boy. See, that's where the responsibility comes in. It's not just like a public spectacle, but like literally YouTubers care a lot of how they are represented. That is a very sensitive thing, so I will definitely have to take 7 days, at least 7 days, to think everything through. So we have like 3 weeks that we can fuck around with stupid videos. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Surviving this cringe with me. I understand most of the principles. I don't really have to draw them anymore. I think writing them down is actually more interesting. Yeah, symbolism is nice, but sometimes it doesn't mean anything, you know? The combinations of words somehow are more meaningful. But that's just how I feel right now. Anything can change. Again, this is 2 years ago. And I did change my opinion of how I would do this video. This was just like, I had to do this, you know? I had to secure my spot of just trying something in related to YouTube Rewind. Maybe I was just like, oh, I have to do this right now. And I don't have time. Maybe I just realized the last minute, oh, I have to do this. And I just caught myself off guard. You never know what the circumstances were of making this video, so you gotta appreciate for what it is, you know, an attempt. A terrible, terrible attempt that will be improved upon. And the improvement will never stop, you know. I think YouTube Rewind was trying to improve to some degree. I don't think 2018 was a terrible rewind. It's just people can't understand it anymore when there's all these random people that they don't know, and they haven't really, watched them on YouTube, and they don't know what's going on. Because every single YouTube potentially has to have some kind of sequence as well. Refer to previous rewinds. Just enough. But at the same time, like, there has to be, like, faces, people who has been cemented into YouTube history that everyone needs to know. And if they're still influential enough, they should have control over YouTube Rewind by all means, and not just some random people who want to scream K-pop. Or, I'm Will Smith. I smashed Chris Rock and I'm gonna be on this YouTube Rewind. Yeah. Keep smashing, Mr. Will Smith. Will Smith will always live forever now as a meme. I mean, you can't say that YouTube Rewind 2018 was not successful in becoming the greatest meme of all time. And I want to continue that legacy. I want to be a meme too. Thank you very much. Alright, bye.